Um, I hope you all had a nice weekend. This is version 2 of my video blog, and the topic today is mothers. I'm going to give you a few little stories about my mother. My mother has her eccentricities. They all do. I'm sure my kids think I have eccentricities. I'm just going to share a couple with you. I hope you have a good Monday morning. My mother's 85 years old, and she reads quite a bit. In fact, she is one of the most well-read people I know, and her choice of what she reads is huge. She reads medical journals. She reads the Wall Street Journal. She doesn't invest, and she's not medically inclined. She just reads everything. I think that's where I get my nosiness from. But it's good. I mean, she's like I said, she's very well versed in a lot of different areas, and very, very smart. But what's happening is she applies this information to who she thinks is most appropriate. So she has appointed herself the disseminator of information. And she has manila envelopes in her house with names of everybody that she knows that she wants to share this information with. And she's sorting through and sorting through and sorting through. The problem is that she is still sorting through stuff from a decade or more ago. So I will get these envelopes quarterly from her, and what's in the envelope is an article from 1998. And I'm thinking, this is not pertinent anymore. Yeah, this was great when they discovered it, but now they have 15 other things that have happened in between. I said, if you got on the internet, you could just email me the link, and it would be actually current information that you're giving me. It would be so much more helpful. And she says, well, I don't want the internet because I don't want these people in my house. I said, they're not going to be in your house. No, they'll get my information. I said, Mom, they're not going to get any information that you don't give them. It's not like letting a ghost in and you can't see them and they're just taking your stuff. It's going to be okay. I've tried to drag her into technology. I got this thing called a Presto, and it's kind of a cross between an email address and a fax machine, if you will. She has her little email address, and then she has cards that they give her, and this is your email address, and you can hand this out to all your friends. It was 10 years ago I got it for her, and I thought this would kind of, baby step her into it. But so she gives out all these little Presto cards. Well, these people see this. They don't know that it's a Presto, and they don't know how it works. They think it's an email. So she's got these 80-year-olds sending her cartoon after cartoon after cartoon that they think is electronic. They don't realize that for her to get it, it has to print out. And so if there are several cartoons on the thing, there's 4 or 5 pages per person printing out at her house. And it prints out at these 3 different intervals a day that she has selected. So she picks the time that it's going to come. It comes over her phone line. So now it's a persistent little thing. If you're on the phone with her and it's the time that her Presto kicks on, it will just beep every 30 seconds until you hang up, and it can deliver the emails from her friends, which is all cartoons. And I can't convince her that this is not, you can have an iPad. We could do Skyping. I mean, there's so many things that we could be doing, and no, she doesn't want anything to do with it. But anyway, I live in North Alabama, and for her, I might as well be on the moon. I mean, she'll call me if she's making a trip before she comes here. She'll say, do the stores there have, such and such, and she'll ask me about a product. I said, where do you think I live? Bosnia? I mean, yeah, they have it. We have Publix. We have Walmart. We have all the same stuff you have down there. Well, I just want to be sure. She doesn't believe it anyway. So about a week before she comes, I get a box full of things like cereal and little oatmeal and crackers, because she's got celiac, so I got to have all these crackers that don't really taste like crackers. You got all these different things, and she ships them up to herself so that that's here when she comes, so she doesn't have to travel with it. And then she travels with her luggage, which is excuse me, a huge piece of luggage. She's a small woman, and she kind of wears the same stuff. She wears her favorite house coat and her favorite slacks and things like that. So I don't know what all she's bringing, but she's got this huge piece of luggage, and then she's got what's called the train case. And the train case essentially is a tackle box of her medication, but we'll get to that in a minute. In the luggage is meat. I'm not kidding. M-E-A-T, meat. If she wants to cook veal cutlets while she's up here, and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to get them in the store locally, she goes to the butcher where she lives, has them cut veal cutlet for my family, and then she freezes it and then wraps it inside her clothing and puts it in the luggage. So now my grandchildren, when they come to the airport to pick her up, they'll go running up to her and say, Grandma, what meat did you bring? People are looking at us. I'm thinking TSA probably gets a good laugh when they go through her stuff, because they literally are looking at this and they can't believe what they're finding. But so we have the whole meat thing that she comes up with, and then we have this tackle box full of medication. Now, again, she's 85 years old. Her memory is pretty good, although convenient, but she's sharp. But literally, I don't know how she keeps up with the stuff that she's taking. She's got 10 pills that she takes before breakfast, and then another 2 after she eats, and then 3 in the middle of the day, but she only takes half of this because she doesn't want to, push the envelope. And then she takes 3 more of these, and then vitamins and something else, and she's got this whole thing spread out. And she's like a chemist. I mean, she's sitting at the table and she's mixing all this shit, and I'm like, I pick it up one at a time. Well, what is this? Oh, that's estrogen. I'm like, you're 85 and you're taking estrogen? Really? What about this? Oh, well, that's Prozac. And I'm thinking, I got to be honest with you. I'm sure Prozac is a good medication, although from what I read, you're supposed to take it for, a 3-month or so window so that it can level you off, so that you can get some therapy and work through whatever it is that's bothering you. How long have you been on this? Since 1985? I mean, this is not like a maintenance drug, is it? And oh no, but it makes me feel better. And I'm thinking, I don't remember her being any happier one way or the other. So maybe she feels better and she just puts on a good act. But anyway, so she's got all this medication, and I'm thinking, how do you keep up with this? Literally, how can you keep them straight in your head? And she says, it's not hard. I find it really interesting. I always wanted to be a pharmacist. I'm like, you always wanted to be a pharmacist? Ma, have you heard the expression, a lawyer who represents himself as an idiot for a client? This is pretty much the same instance, but you're not a lawyer. Anyway, I can go on about my mother all day, but it's Monday, and I know you got like a boatload of stuff that you've got to do at work, so I don't want to keep you. But have a good day. It's the first day of the grind. Just focus and get in there and do your jobs and hang in there. Hump day's coming, and Friday before you know it. So enjoy your day. Have a good laugh. See you tomorrow.